if I see something there, if I see some potential, you know, I definitely give my time.
No doubt, no doubt.
That was from the People's Party podcast. Talib Kweli is here. Diamond D are here. This is the truth speaker himself, ladies and gentlemen. He's never been the quiet one. Welcome him back to the show to talk about the Gotham Project. Give it up for Talib Kweli.
Hey, what's up, Lee?
Come on, man.
What's up, Tracy? What's up, Heather? What's up, Diamond?
What's up, family?
Hey, darling.
Come on, man.
Hey, y'all can hear me good?
We can hear
Yes.
you clear, man. But I got to shout out my brother over here, Diamond D, man. This dude, he helped write the soundtrack of the original world-famous Wake Up Show with Sway Tech and DJ Revolution. It was his production. It was his affiliation with the DITC crew. It was his sustainability, his ability to continue to produce quality music and hip-hop. The one and only Diamond D. Diamond D is here with us.
D, what up, baby? What up?
Yo, what's up, everybody?
What's popping?
Hey, what's
Come
poppin'?
on.
All right.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm loving it, man. We got Rich Nice joining us, too, ladies and gentlemen. Rich Nice, he couldn't.
Rich.
Grand rising to my two hip-hop brothers.
Absolutely. Fellas, congratulations on the project. Before we jump into it, man, I haven't spoken with either one of you in a while in this pandemic world, man. How you been? Talib, let's start with you, brother. How you been?
I've been great. You know, I'm uniquely and truly blessed, and a lot of people are not. So I count my blessings every day. As an artist, I get to determine my own schedule, and so because I get to determine my own schedule as a working artist, in the pandemic, I was able to be flexible and make moves that other working class people was not able to make. So I feel very blessed that I've been able to continue working. And you know, I want to shout out to all the essential workers and all the hospital people and all the people who had to go to work even when the rest of us could afford not to.
Absolutely. And then you also your People's Party podcast is extremely well done, man. Congratulations on that. And your co-host.
Oh, thank you. I need you as a guest.
That's okay. All right.
There, you better slip right through. Come on.
I like that. He on the other side now, Heather. You hear that? He on the other side now.
Infiltrate.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the other side, man. What's it like?
I'm trying to get all the revenue streams.
Absolutely.
And do it for the culture.
Do it for the culture, man. What's that juxtaposition like for you, being on the other side?
It's real natural because if you see what the People's Party are doing with Jared Meyer, who's one of the founders of Raucous, so it's the same people I started my career with. And if you notice, it's very rare that I speak to people that I don't have a personal relationship with already. I would actually like to do that more going forward. I want to get into but the problem is I know everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing it too long. But it's very natural, and I'm a fan of journalism. I'm a fan of you, Sway. I'm a fan of Gil Noble. I'm a fan of Combat Jack. I'm a fan of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really a fan of journalism for real.
That's what's up, man. I saw the conversation you two had with DMX, man, and I want to say commend you on that. I saw clips of a conversation you had with DMX, man. Can you recollect that day? What was that like, talking with him in retrospect now that, you know, he's transitioned?
That was, I'll be honest with you, that was a hard day because, let me start off with, that was a beautiful day because we did a lot of beautiful things. The day before, he came over to Dave Chappelle House. I was at Dave Chappelle House, and he cooked us all crab legs, and we sang, and we danced, and it was beautiful. And then the next day, we sat down, and, I expected him to open up, but I didn't expect him to open up that much, as much as he did. And what I saw, if you watch the interview, just from my perspective, it looked like he's really, really, really in that moment struggling. He's not talking about some past thing. This is something, when he talked about that monster that he said in that clip, this is something that he was still dealing with. And he was trying his best. DMX mentioned God more than any rapper ever alive, to ever do it. And so he's constantly, with his constant race to the spiritual, meant that he was fighting that monster every step of the way. And like Swiss Beats said, I love Swiss Beats' clip because Swiss Beats was like, yo, DMX took care of other people so much that he didn't take the time to take care of himself. And the way he came to where we was at, and he cooked his crab legs, and he sang with us, And then he made sure to take me out, and we played pool all night. And he made sure everybody was good, and everybody who came up to him, he made sure he had a word for. And he was so focused on other people that I could tell that was his way to deal with the monster that he described that he was facing.
Man, wow, I appreciate that, man, Kweli.
And I want to add on to that. There's a lot of rumors and speculation about his death, and I just got to say, out of respect for the family, if the family ain't say it, you shouldn't be saying it.
There it is.
There it is, right there. There it is, right there, man. Talib Kweli is with us. Diamond D is with us as well. Diamond, man.
What up?
Man, I went through these. I'm fascinated by you. I wonder what keeps you motivated, what keeps you inspired, because listening to this fusion between you and Talib Kweli and the music, the entire project of Gotham is produced by you. You've been able to be successful throughout the ages and throughout the eras, but the sound has constantly been morphed and has constantly changed and it pivoted, and some sounds, they come and they go, but you've been able to maintain and sustain your authenticity in this process.
Right.
How have you been able to do that? What keeps you motivated? What keeps you inspired? What inspires you? What's your muse?
I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan of hip hop. That's all I can really attribute it to. As far as Kweli, me and Kweli, like he said, we go back. The first time me and Kweli kind of hooked up was on the Pharoah Monch album. On that song called "The Truth" with him and Common and Pharoah. And after that, he appeared on the Dime Piece 1. He also appeared on the Dime Piece 2. So it was just a natural progression at some point to hook up with Kweli and make an LP.
Who was it that got you to? Kweli mentioned that you are one of the top producer rappers of all time. Who was it that told you to rap initially? Was it Grand Puba?
No, like nobody. But just being around Lord Finesse, being around Grand Puba at that time, up at the legendary Jazzy J studio up in the Bronx, just being around them, and it was just a natural progression.
I thought I was gonna hear you spitting bars on this project.
Yeah, I'm on 2 joints.
Okay, there you go. That's what I'm saying.
No doubt.
I like the project because what was the video I was watching? And I like the project Gotham because I was watching On Mamas, the video that you shot, Talib, and man, it was a vibe that y'all captured in that video that I didn't even know I missed. But it didn't feel retro to me. It felt current and needed to me. It almost felt medicinal to me watching.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about that video? I got sick. And I felt like I had COVID. I was in Europe in February when it was the hot spot, and I canceled 2 weeks worth of shows because I felt that sick. And I was paying attention to COVID. I was telling the doctors, I was like, I think COVID, and they were like, Nah, you don't have that. And I don't think they understood what was about to happen. And I still to this day have not tested positive for any antibodies, so I don't know what that was, but I feel like I had it. But once I got over it, I said, as soon as I got over it, I was like, yo, I got to work. And I went, and that video is just a documentation of just everything I did in one day. That's just one day of me hanging out, and I knew that my day was packed. I was going to go to Harry Belafonte's birthday party at the Apollo. I was going to go hang out with John Forte. He's in the video. I went to this thing with Diamond D was DJing. That's where you see Lakeem Shabazz and El Sensei and everything at the Boiler. I think it's Boiler Room. Well, I don't remember what it was.
Right.
And but what's interesting is that video was shot maybe a week before the world went into lockdown. And so to me, that's like the last view. That's like the last thing you saw.
Right.
That's what New York City looked right before the pandemic.
Man, that's what it is, because I saw Danny from Lyricist Lounge. I saw all the folks
out.
He
was out.
Yeah, everybody was out.
Yeah.
You talk about Paris. You got the song "Attention" featuring Skyzoo. And in it, you say a line, I was in Paris the night Bourdain died. I wish I knew he was in pain. I would have been by his side. When you face with immortality, you make space for the reality you erase to make a salary. Whew, man, that lyric right there, that bar, you know, were you in Paris? Were you talking about Anthony Bourdain? When you said Bourdain.
Yeah, I mean, I did the last episode of No Reservations before he left to do a show on CNN. He filmed in Brooklyn, and he had me and Michael K. Williams as guests. And I took him to Roberta's pizzeria, and Michael K. Williams took him to, like, I think a Caribbean spot somewhere, you know. But Bourdain and I maintained a sort of text friendship. I never saw him again after doing that episode, but I would always speak to him. Whenever I would travel, I would go places, and I would ask him about food, and he would always respond. And so I considered him a friend. And then when I did the episode with him, I read his book, No Reservations. And in his book, he talks about working in the Supper Club in 1997. And when I think about it, I'm like, damn, well, Supper Club in 1997, that's when Jessica Rosenblum was throwing parties in there. Yep. And Funk Flex and Enough and Big Captain, all them was DJing in there. So I remember being in there eating the food. So I'm like, I must have ate this man's food in 97. And we connected on that level. And so I found out, remember, that the news that he passed away, I was in Paris. I was maybe a couple of miles away from the hotel where he passed away at. And I was like, wow, you know, of course, I wasn't that close to him to be knowing his whereabouts like that. But I just, in retrospect, wish I would have known. Because that means that I was there with him on his last day on earth. I was in the same city as him. And had I known that, I absolutely would have reached out.
Yeah, it could have made a difference. You never know. Man.
You know, I don't want to speculate that far. That's a whole different.
I know.
Into the thick of it. But yeah, you feel me though.
I feel you definitely, man. Talib Kweli is here, man. Your flow is impeccable on this, man. I feel like you stay rejuvenated. I guess all them books you read, man, keep you sharp. But you know, HB, you want to jump in on that?
I do want to jump in. What's up, D? What's up, Talib? Talib, it's so funny. I was literally just looking at a picture of me, you, and Mos from Soundset 2 years ago because X was at that Soundset as well.
I love that picture. I got pictures from that same day, all with all good pictures with X and all that.
Yeah, man, it was amazing, and it made me think about. I was telling my husband, I was like, yo, man, everybody was out and about, and you touched on it for a quick second. We were all working and doing our thing, and for you to somebody just like a road hog, you always out doing shows. What has it been like not being able to be out there and be on the road? What have you been doing with that extra energy? Because it's one thing going in the studio and recording, but it's just like a second wind you get when you out in front of people on stage.
Well, I got to say, before the pandemic, I've never been in one place, in one city, for more than a month in my entire adult life.
Right.
And that's real. It sounds like I'm making that up, but that's a real statement. And I'll be honest, I'm like, oh, this is how the other side lives? You know what I'm saying? Like, I toured the way I toured relentlessly 200 days a year for 20 years straight because I'm like, well, this is what I need to do to feed my family. This is what I have to do to feed my family. And as much as I love going on the road, I love it. I love everything about being a touring MC. But it's toxic and it's grinding, and it could be very unhealthy. And when you do it for 20 years at the pace I was doing it at, you start to develop habits that support a toxic and unhealthy lifestyle, and you start to justify that because you're like, well, I'm doing what I got to do. You know, what else am I going to do? Not go get this bag? But then when the pandemic forces you to sit down, you start to make different choices. And if you're a hustler and if you're creative, you got to figure it out. So I've been blessed to be around people. You know, I went to I spent the first part of the pandemic in LA, sort of take a stock, focus on a people's party. You know, we started doing the Zoom stuff. I turned in my book, which is why my book came out this year, because I've been writing the book for years. But I'm like, okay, well, now it's time to pivot. You know what I'm saying? Turned in the book, did the album with Diamond. Me and Diamond were about to drop the album right before the pandemic hit, but we recalibrated. And then, of course, Mr. Chappelle, he started doing shows out in Yellow Springs, Ohio. And so now I'm part of a community where we're getting tested and we're figuring out a way in which to still work and do shows in the pandemic. And that became exciting, and that became my life. And to the point where I'm spending most of my time in Ohio. I'm calling y'all from Ohio right now. And so that's really what I'm saying all that to say, while I appreciate my life on the road and I love what it's given me, I'm now at this age and stage in my career very, very happy and blessed that I can be in one place for more than a month.
Right.
Beautiful. And D, I didn't forget about you, man. I ain't trying to blow up our little spot from the last time I saw you in Jersey. But you make sure you hit me because you know I'm in Jersey, and man, I still want to invite you over to dinner. I still, we always used to just kind of see each other in working spaces or while we moving, whether you in the studio or whatever. But I would just love to sit down and sup with you and just catch up, man. You always been a beautiful spirit and a beautiful energy, and I always want to keep that line of communication open, as Talib talked about. Even through text sometimes, it's so many people that are special to us in our community. We have to keep our lines of communications open. We really do. And just reach out. Even if you're thinking about somebody for the day, you'd be like, yo, you was on my heart. You was on my spirit. I'm just sending you a hug, virtual, whatever. But I want to keep our lines of communication open, D.
Yeah. Likewise, Heather. Next time I get up there, I'm going to definitely reach out. I just been down here in Atlanta, basically, since the pandemic hit. So, but luckily, most producers, if you've been doing it for a while, you pretty much got a studio in your house. So even before the pandemic, most producers would just stay home and work. So I'm just lucky enough to have that. So I really didn't really have to venture out too much, but I can still do what I love in the comfort of my home. So that's what's basically been helping me get through it.
Gotcha.
I didn't know you was in Atlanta, man. You better, man, have you hooked up with any Atlanta-based artists like Sci-Hi, the Prince, or other ones since you've been out there?
Yeah, I hooked up with Sci-Hi, one time, but yeah, definitely. It's a few heads down here I rock with. We got the listening party jumping off soon too. On Friday.
Oh yeah, we got the listening party tomorrow at Parlor in Atlanta. I don't know what's up with Atlanta. All the rappers moved to Atlanta. Skyzoo live in Atlanta. Mickey
Quality
Sachs
of life.
live on the same block.
Who does?
Mickey Sachs and
No, the quality of life.
Yep, quality of life.
Yeah, Torey's out there too. Like everybody's moving
Torey.
to Atlanta. Yeah. That's awesome. Tracy, you want to jump in?
Yeah, absolutely. D, Talib, so good to hear you guys. I would love to get your thoughts on something that HB, myself, and Sway were talking about earlier with another major icon in the game, Jay Prince, and he had just shared that he bought himself an island. Prince Island #1. And what stood out to me, beyond the flex, the key takeaway, because, many of us may not be able to replicate that type of flex, but we can replicate something he said, which was turning the impossible to possible. And that means many different things for us. And I'm wondering if there's a standout time, either in your professional life or in your personal life, that really relates to turning the impossible into the possible.
Shout out to Jay Prince. Jay Prince, to me, exemplifies the spirit of hip hop, where we take something make something out of nothing, and particularly Southern hip hop. That hustler spirit that Southern hip hop really injected into the hip hop space. Because, hip-hop was from New York, and then it blew up in L.A., but people down south really, really, really had to hustle on their own. They didn't have any outlets. And so for him to come from, a street culture and to make it to the point where he's owning an island, that to me is the story of hip-hop. It's the story of Diddy. It's the story of Jay-Z. It's the story of all these people. And I think just us existing in this era, where we see that our lives still don't matter to a large degree. Every day we get traumatized by new images of black people being harassed or assaulted or killed by people who we pay to protect us. Every day we look on TV and we have to fight hard for representation in these spaces. Every day we are doing that we are doing the impossible. That's what we do. That's what the being black means. Black is not even a real thing. Race is a social construct.
Yeah.
But what bonds us together is our unique experience as African people who were dragged here, and we not only survive but figure out ways in which to become the exception to the rule in a lot of ways. And our whole existence is impossible. But for me, hip hop is the best sort of representation of it, because hip hop is a place where we can get on a microphone or get on Instagram and be like, "Yo, this is who I am unapologetically."
Mhm.
Hey,
Beautifully stated.
Diamond, was it something somebody told you would never do and you ended up doing?
Probably make it this long in the business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I mean, you know, it's a blessing. I mean, you know, I went from being one of the producers on Lord Finesse album, you know, on that first album back in 1990, to here I am, 2021, and I got a new album coming out Friday with my man Talib. So, you know, that in itself. But yeah, that's one of the things I probably was told. It wouldn't last this long or whatever.
And look at you now, man. Gotham, that's the project, man. Rich Nice is on the line. Rich.
Salute.
Rich.
Rich, brother, the original player.
There's a lot of Bronx representation in the room right now.
Yeah, I'm getting nervous.
Hey, relax, man. You know, hip hop is always around. Higher, infinite power, healing our people. Remember that.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
You know, you've created with so many talented icons over the years. I mean, from Too Short to KRS to Cypress Hill to Lauryn Hill to Lord Finesse, Brand Nubian, Red Hot Love Tone, one of Just Blaze's favorite songs, #1 player. And we're cut from a cloth when, you know, the process was find a room you like to work in, you know, a studio, find the engineer you like for your sound, and then find the right mastering engineer like you did with the late, great Tom Coyne for the classic stunts, blunts, and hip-hop. What has changed in your technique in this new world of production? Can you walk us through it, in this new world of production?
Of course, now it's a lot more software-based. Whereas, you know, when we came up, it was more hardware. You know, it was more banging on MPCs or SP12 or whatever sequencer you might have had at that point. But now, you know, you can do all of those things on a keyboard if you choose to. That's one of the main things. Aside from the internet, of course, you know, in the 90s, if you wanted to work with somebody on the West Coast, you know, you would either fly out there or them to you. And you know, and now that's a thing of the past, you know, because now you can just send somebody to session. So basically, just technology, Rich. That would be like the biggest thing. It's just a lot easier now.
And what equipment are you using? Are you using the same equipment? Are you using all inside of the box equipment?
Well, I use the Yamaha Motif, the XF6. That's the keyboard I saw Eric Sermon killing it about 10 years ago, and I just went out and bought one, but not like I got the latest one now. But Eric was the first one I saw really rocking on it. So like the past 10 years, I've just been rocking with that. As far as software, Pro Tools, a little bit of Logic, and I'm good over here.
What's up,
and what about mastering? Do you like, how do you handle the mastering now? Because, you know, before the process was go to the mastering lab and sit in the room with the engineer, and like, how do you do mastering now?
Well, with mastering, you know, you pretty much really want to be there unless you really trust the dude who's mastering it. You know, you want to be there obviously because if there's any infractions you don't like, that'll be the time to speak up on it. Where, you know, instead of just sending each other emails back and forth. So that's really based on whether you trust the mastering engineer enough for him to just do it and you not be there. But, of course, that's a very important process.
So,
wow.
Talib, how did you feel trusting, you know, I mean, obviously Diamond is a super professional, but was it some separation anxiety for you to just say, I gave Diamond my vocals and I'm just going to wait to see how it turns out?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Not even in the slightest. Diamond is a master at this craft. He's not just a master at the craft. He's one of the architects of the craft. When we think about what hip-hop sound like, especially the type of hip-hop, particularly that the audience of Sway in the Morning and what y'all do, y'all audience, you know, the people who want to hear the hyenas spit and all that, like, Diamond created that sound. He's one of the people that created that sound. So, you know, of course, I have my preferences, and of course, me and him go back and forth with notes. And there's things. There was one particular Diamond. I'm gonna bring this up. Like Diamond had a different drums for On Mamas. Sway, you say you like On Mamas.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wrote to the original beat that Diamond sent me, but then Diamond as a producer, as a fluid producer who keeps working, he had different drums, but I had already gotten, I don't know if it was demo-itis or whatever, but I had already gotten used to how it sounded. So it's like this just little conversations, but I got like I just, it's Diamond D. What am I supposed to do?
What you gonna do? You know.
Yo, Sway, I'm gonna send you the joint that I did over, and then you just let us know.
Okay. Because
we have a drums off.
Okay, let's have a drums off. Because Diamond, I don't know if I got the right number, but I texted you last night, and
I'm gonna see my new joint on the gram right now.
Okay, send me that, because the bass line on Mamas, that's so
I got
nasty.
it dancing.
Oh, that thing is bouncing. We're gonna play on Mamas so y'all know what we're talking about. Gotham. The theme behind Gotham is what I walked away with. Is Gotham is originally New York before Batman was called. You know, they had Gotham City and Batman, and I don't know, man. I felt like this whole project is retrieving a feeling, but also ushering it into the future, the new age, to the new age. You know, and I hear a lot of people. I had little TJ on the show the other day, who's from the Bronx. And young man, 19 years old, and we were having a conversation about MCs. And, you know, in the comment section, I was getting a lot of, man, New York ain't what it was, today compared to what it was. But, you know, I've always, Talib, you know me, I always embraced these MCs. So the Fabio Foreign, he done performed on our show, you know, Pop Smoke, the Lil TJs, all the young artists who are considered more like New York drill artists today. Where is their place in Gotham? You know, in theory, where do you place them? What do you think of? Go ahead.
If you're born in New York, you're from New York. There's nothing that could take away from any of that. The drill sound, and I might be sounding ignorant here, and y'all could correct me because y'all speak to these people every day. I just check in every once in a while. As far as I know, the origins of the drill sound is not New York City. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Right.
Chicago.
So the origins of drill sound, I've heard of Chicago drill, and I know that a lot of that was influenced by London. Is that
London?
also correct?
Yeah, London.
London, right? So
yeah,
I have no problem with, you know, it's like when A$AP Rocky and them came out, they was doing a lot of that trill sound, that Houston sound. I don't got no problem with people trying trendy things. That's not, you know, that's not what I would do, you know, but or maybe I would do it. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? I don't know. I don't have a problem with that at all, but I do know that for what I create and for what Diamond D creates in this lane, that we have to deliver in our lane. And this is something that I've learned through experience, which is why I corrected myself when I said I wouldn't try it, because that's not a necessarily accurate statement. I wouldn't try it now, but there was a time in my career where I probably would have tried it, because I've tried all through my career. I've tried different things. I've tried different ways. Because as an artist, I don't ever want to be boxed in. But what I've learned, that if I'm going to try something, I'll try it on stage. I'll put it out on a free mixtape. Like if you listen to my Fuck the Money mixtape, it's a lot of beats that you wouldn't expect to hear me rapping on. But I'm like, okay, since I'm experimenting, I'm not going to ask my fans to pay for that. But when I'm rolling out a Talib Kweli project at this age in my career, because of what I learned, well, then I'm going to go get Diamond D or somebody of that caliber. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right, man.
Yes, wait, check your email too.
Okay, cool, man. Which one you got, the 2 or the 3? You ain't got to say the whole one. You got the 2?
2.
All right, cool. Send it to the 3, the same one, but to the 3.
All right.
Okay. All right, and then we'll listen to that, man. Talib
Y'all
Kweli.
talking the codes and shit.
Yeah. That's some real that's some hip hop shit right there.
Right. And I knew exactly what you was talking about.
Okay, come on, man. We always connected, man. Come on. Hey, I was with Showbiz the other day, man. I went over to the studio and just hung out
Yeah,
when
I
he
saw that. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, man. We gonna have to do that DITC conversation real soon. Big Tone, what up? Big Tone in White Plains. Say what up to Big Tone.
What up, Tone?
What's up, y'all? It's me again. Tony Tone, White Plains. I had a question. First of all, much love to my crew, man. I love you guys, like I always say. I had a question, actually two questions, for Diamond D and then for Talib. First, I start with Talib.
Wait, hold on, Tone. Pick one question. We got other callers, so you got to pick one question. Go for it.
Okay. Damn. All right, Talib, are you going to work with Mos Def ever again?
Absolutely. We have a Blackstar album with Madlib that we have finished, and we are just trying to figure out the best way to get it out because Blackstar is a crew. We're not trying to be on the DSPs. We're not trying to get taken advantage of by Spotify or nothing like that. So we're trying to figure out the best way to get it to the fans. But I'm going to say this. It's going to be a Blackstar summer.
It's coming this summer, y'all. Okay. It's coming this summer. What do you mean by being taken advantage of? Break that down. What's your perspective on that?
I mean, look, you can find Talib Kweli music on Spotify and all the DSPs. You can find the Gotham album on Spotify and all the DSPs. And the fact is that regardless of how much artists are being taken advantage of, regardless of how anybody feels, 90% of music consumers are going to Spotify or Tidal album player, going. That's where they get new music, right? So I feel like the onus is on me to get the music to the people. And so I'm going to go where the people are at, but I need the people to know that for artists to go where y'all are at with these streaming services, we are being taken advantage of. We are not getting our just due. We are getting fractions on a penny, and a lot of times we're not even privy to the accountant. We can't even see what they make to even know if they're treating us fair. And these are the contracts that we are forced to enter into with these DSPs in order to provide convenience for the consumer. Me as a consumer, I understand it. I understand why Spotify is convenient. Sometimes I turn it on myself when I'm in a moment of convenience. But people need to know that artists are being taken advantage of. Now, while myself, Talib Kweli, and other things I'm doing is still on Spotify as far as Blackstar business, with this album, we're not going to put it on DSPs. We're going to find a more disruptive way to bring it to the people, and we hope that the people will follow our lead on that.
Okay. Makes sense to me. Mike Checker, what up? He in the St. Louis, stand up. Mike Checker.
Mike Checker.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to say, man, I'm proud of them. Talib, Diamond D, just keep going with the music, man. Keep the righteousness in it and just keep representing us, man. I'm proud of them. I've been listening to them since day one. I grew up in St. Louis, but I'm from the town. I'm from Vallejo, magazine in Sonoma, Sway.
Oh, come on, man. When you said the town, man, I perked up right there, baby. Come on. I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Talib shouted out Mac Dre and what was it on Mama's? What was this?
Quiet One.
Quiet One. He shouted out Mac Dre. I was like, yo, he in tune too.
Yeah,
town
man.
business. Come on.
Town business all day.
You already know
That's
it,
what's
Mike.
up.
That's what's
up. Sway, when can I call back to give you 16? Because it's credence to the name Mike Checker. It's a reason for that name.
Hey, man, I got Talib Kweli. I got Diamond D, Heather B, Tracy G, and Rich Nice on the line. Do it now.
Okay.
Man, listen. We go hard in the paint when they throw stars at our saints. Stay charging the state with no regard for the fate. We go to war for the bank when it's small or it's great. Global banks illuminating, we disregard the hate, but still shopping their stores with envy in our pores. They do their dirt and that evil, and we had no remorse, like we either stupid or maybe we just don't want to see it. It's right in front of our face, and niggas still don't believe it. She concerned with the chrome. He want to know where the thong is. It's 90 feet to first, pimp, no matter where home is. Niggas is grown kids, and we live in a sick world where the babies look like women and the women act like little girls. Quick 16.
Nice.
Mike Checker.
Nice.
Let's ready?
Let's go around the table. Diamond D, if you heard that, would that be somebody you consider working with?
Oh yeah, I like his style right there, no doubt. I like him.
Rich Nice.
I appreciate that.
I like his wordplay. I like how he didn't let the words jumble up with each other. He let them breathe. You know what I mean? He let them breathe in between.
Right.
It was good. It was good.
Talib, what do you think, man? If you heard him in the booth, would he make you rewrite your verse?
I don't know about rewrite, but that shit was hella dope.
Okay.
That's the realest shit right there.
We can't rewrite the guy verse. Talib one of the guys of the game. I patterned myself after him. I watched and listened to him.
Okay,
I
that's
love
what's
it, bro.
up.
I love it.
That's what's up, Mike Checker. You made it happen, man. HB, what you think?
Town business.
Come on,
Town
Tracy.
business, baby.
Tracy's a critic, though, so he's hard to please. What do you think, Tracy?
That is true. But right here, I can honestly say that I would hit repeat on that. I would definitely want to unpack, hear it again, and hear some more.
Mike Checker,
Oh,
you
man.
did that, man. You a citizen,
Sway.
brother. Yes.
Sway in the
I will be
morning.
calling you back, brother. Y'all have a blessed morning, and you'll hear from me soon.
That's what's up, family. All right. Look,
Hey, Lord, Sway. Before you go to the next call, I just gotta say, man, he did that shit right. Because what he did was he gave us me and Diamond beautiful compliments within 20 seconds. By 45 seconds, he was rhyming, and then he got off the phone with us.
he did do that, right?
He did that right, bro.
That's how you do it, citizens. Pay attention. That is true. That is true, man. We're going to go to Raleigh, North Carolina. Damage is on the line. Grand Risings, Damage.
Hey,
Damage.
what's up, Sway? What's up, Talib Kweli? What's up, Diamond?
What up?
What's good? Y'all
Yo.
gave us a shout out the other day when you were doing the interview with Diamond D. And I just want to let you know, everybody hit me up, hit the whole crew up. They were real excited about it. Just wanted to tell you
Oh, that's dope.
for that. I know that Diamond talks to a couple people in the crew every once in a while, but I hadn't talked to him in a good minute. So I just want to shout you guys out to let you know that, you know what I'm saying, we really appreciated y'all doing that. And Lords of the Underground, they did the same thing. They gave us a shout out on Dory's show.
Okay.
That's what's up.
What's up?
Who's your crew, Damage?
Oh, Yag Fu Front.
Oh, Yak Fu
well,
Front?
goddamn.
Oh, man, come on, man.
Oh.
Come on.
Yo, Damage, what up, fam?
Oh, is that damage?
Yeah, I'm literally calling on Humble. I had turned on the radio, I heard it, and I was like, yeah, they did that, and I just, felt like calling in.
We was on a Mercury College tour together.
For sure. The funniest part is everybody asked me about you. You said something about Dougie D. Dougie D is the name. Man, Dougie D was on that tour with us. Nefertiti, you guys. Yeah. I forgot about. I ain't forget about him, but yeah, he's joking back and forth. But he wasn't funny though. He was not funny.
Yeah. Your man Dougie D was off the hook.
I can't wait to hear what y'all got cooking up though, for real. Like, I know Sway said he was about to play something, man. I just calling in to check in with y'all on the Humble and shout out y'all for shouting us out. And you know what I'm saying? We got stuff coming too, so be on the look for that. But it's really good to hear y'all together, and to hear y'all together is gonna be phenomenal.
Bro, do you
All right, no doubt.
The what was the action? What was the first album called? Action Packed Adventure.
Action Packed Adventure.
Bro, come on, man. Don't front like we wasn't playing y'all in the Bay Area on the show, man. Come on, bro.
One time on we came up to the show. It was like a day. I think it was. I don't remember what it was, but it was like you had. I met every MC ever in the game on that day. We all came up and it was like a freestyle or something like that.
Bro, what you talking about? That was the Gavin seminar. Rich Nice,
correct.
You know what I'm talking about. That was the Gavin seminar, and that was the first time that me and Tech took over KMEL, and they gave us Friday and Saturday night, and we called it the Woodstock of hip hop. And so
it was amazing. That whole thing was amazing. That's where I met Snoop, I met Fugees, I met everybody out there. Diamond, we were all out there. If I remember, we all went out to Gavin.
Yeah.
We did shows. I met Souls of Mischief out there. That was an incredible experience. I can tell
Yo,
you.
this is back when Rich was on Motown.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Outstanding days.
No doubt.
Sir.
Yep. Yo, Damage, man. Damn, let me write down your number, brother, man. Man, this is great, man. You just call randomly.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Right,
I listen all the time, man. I've always been a fan. I was a fan back in the days. We used to try to, figure out ways to hear tapes of you guys back in the days. So when we were on the show, it was an honor, man, and a pleasure, of course. But, as you've expanded your career to go everywhere, you know what I'm saying? I always followed you because you were I don't know if you remember, but you were very gracious, kind, and very supportive of the crew. So, Sway all the way, always. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
Yes,
you, brother.
indeed.
So,
That's beautiful.
yo, I appreciate it. Of course, Kweli, I maybe met you once or twice. Diamond, you know, we were road dogs back in the days, but you know, it's much respect to all of y'all. I won't call it for none of that. I'll really call just to be like peace and thanks for the shout outs and everything. You can get my number whatever.
Well, listen, I was listening to that. I was listening to that Yak from Front album back in the day, so thank you for making that.
Yeah,
Well, you know, hey, I'll definitely plug this because I know I'm on Sway platforms. I'm gonna say this: we got material from then till now, and we're releasing it now. We're going to NFT route, and that's what it is. Yeah, so, and it's definitely hip hop, and it ain't nothing that it's really hip hop for people just like you. It's hip hop for stuff that, you know what I'm saying? It's people, y'all talk about young people, all that stuff, man. It's all kinds of people all across the world that are fans of hip hop, and we meet them individually. You know, we're not out there. So we got hip hop for you, too.
That's what's up, man. Hey, damn, it's good to hear your voice, man. That's what this show does, Talib. You getting people, fan from decades ago that's tuned in. I love it, man. I just sent you a text, all right?
Oh, yeah, appreciate you, bro.
Stay locked in.
Yo, much success as always. Everybody on the show. Heavy B, Rich Knight, everybody, yo, peace to everybody out there.
Peace out, man. Yeah, you a citizen, brother.
Sway in the morning.
Hey, this was great, man. I can't wait to see you all where we could come in the studio and do something in person. And Talib, your memoir, Vibrate Higher, a rap story, that's a whole separate conversation. But I really appreciate how transparent and how much introspective that you offer in this memoir. And that you were able to finish it, you know. And so maybe on another time we could have you come back and talk about the content of the memoir if you're up to that.
Oh, I'd love to. And thank you.
Absolutely. Diamond D, love you, brother. I'm going to listen to both versions.
All right, man.
Okay? Y'all get that Gotham album. Okay, Gotham album is out tomorrow. Make sure y'all support these dudes. Make sure you support these icons and continue success to them. I'm going to play On Mamas. Wait till you hear how this bass line drop.